She was a poor village African woman girl forced to marry a stranger with nothing. Or so she thought. What she didn't know was, her poor husband was hiding $1 billion secret that would change her life forever. In a dusty little village, Amina lived with her sick mother and 2 younger siblings. Poverty was a constant shadow over their home. One evening, her father came home with a heavy heart and said, "Amina must get married. We can't survive otherwise." Amina's world shattered. The man she was to marry, Kofi, was a complete stranger. He had no land, no wealth, just a quiet presence and tired eyes. Rumors said he was hard-working but very poor, with no family in the village. The wedding happened quickly, without music or celebration. Amina didn't cry. She had no tears left. She only hugged her mother one last time and stepped into a life she never asked for. Kofi welcomed her kindly, offering a small, clean hut. He cooked simple meals and treated her with respect. But Amina remained distant. In her heart, she felt she had been traded, not loved. What she didn't know was that Kofi wasn't who he seemed, and her life was about to change in ways she could never imagine. Days turned into weeks. Amina slowly adjusted to her new life. Though poor, Kofi was different from other men she had known. He woke up early, swept the compound, and always made sure Amina ate first. Still, he never spoke much about his past. One day, Amina noticed something strange. Kofi had a hidden box under the bed. When he wasn't home, curiosity got the best of her. She peeked inside and was shocked to find foreign money, a gold watch and a sleek phone, something no one in the village owned. Her heart raced. Who was this man? Later that evening she gently asked, "Kofi, why do you have these things?" Kofi smiled but didn't answer. "Some questions are better left for the right time," he said softly. That night, Amina couldn't sleep. She watched Kofi, trying to piece the puzzle together. He was kind but too quiet. Poor yet had signs of wealth. Was he hiding something? Little did she know, the truth was far bigger than she imagined. One afternoon, Kofi told Amina he was going to the nearby town for work. He rarely left the village, so Amina was surprised. Curiosity stirred inside her, and without telling him, she decided to follow from a distance. She borrowed a neighbor's old bicycle and quietly trailed him along the dusty road. After an hour, Kofi stopped at a luxurious hotel on the town's edge, far beyond what a poor man could afford. From behind a tree, Amina watched in shock as Kofi entered the hotel and was greeted with deep respect by men in suits. Moments later, a black SUV arrived. A foreign man stepped out, hugged Kofi, and handed him a briefcase. Amina's heart pounded. "Who is my husband?" she wondered. When Kofi returned home that night, he found Amina waiting at the door, her eyes filled with questions. But before she could speak, he took her hand. "It's time you knew the truth," he said gently. "I'm not who you think I am." Kofi sat down beside Amina, his face calm but serious. "I was born into wealth," he began. "My father was a powerful businessman. But after his death, the company became corrupted. I left everything behind, to escape the greed, the fake friends, and to find something real." Amina stared at him, speechless. "I came to the village to live simply," he continued. "To see if someone could love me for who I am, not for what I have. Then I met you." Tears welled in Amina's eyes. "But why didn't you tell me?" "Because I needed to be sure," he said gently. "And now I am." He opened the small box she had once seen. Inside was a diamond ring. "I want to marry you again," Kofi said, kneeling. This time not out of pressure or poverty, but out of love. Amina was overwhelmed. Her heart, once filled with fear and doubt, now felt light and full of wonder. She realized that the poor man she had married wasn't poor at all. In fact, he was the richest soul she had ever known. A week later, Kofi brought Amina to the city. She had never seen buildings so tall, streets so bright, or people dressed in such fine clothes. But what stunned her most was the mansion with golden gates that opened for them. "This is your home now," Kofi whispered. Servants welcomed her with respect. Maids dressed her in silk, and chefs prepared meals she couldn't even name. It felt like a dream, but Amina remained humble. Instead of losing herself in luxury, she asked Kofi to help her village. Together they built a small clinic, a school, and clean water wells. People who once pitied Amina now looked up to her with admiration. One evening, as the sun set behind the mansion, Kofi held Amina's hand and said, "You gave me something money never could, peace, love, and purpose." Amina smiled. "And you showed me that true richness isn't in gold, but in kindness." They kissed under the golden sky, not as a poor girl and a secret billionaire, but as two hearts that had finally found home in each other.